earlier. We get the Empowered Monkey King. Of course, the Wukong's command, great to drop down against these 3 melee core heroes.
Teams sat around 550 DPC points, so both scrambling for top spot in Tour 3, which will basically double their DPC point score right now as they get on the road to TI and look towards that first position in Tour 3 of the Eastern European DPC. Waga, it's Team Spirit against BetBoom, and it's already been a bit of a roller coaster ride of a series.
It's been crazy. I mean, not the way I expected it to go at all. 2 pretty dominant games, I want to say. First game, pretty easy there for Team Spirit, as they, you know, had a very simple team fight execution in the draft that they had. It worked out really well for them. Game 2, they came back and got absolutely handed to them by BetBoom in the laning stage. The game was over pretty much at 7 minutes into the game, something we don't normally see, but there was just no way back into it for Team Spirit there. Now game 3 is all coming down to this. The final game to decide who's going to take most likely the first place here in the Eastern European DPC. Probably going to be one of these 2 guys.
Yeah. Very, very likely. No, I've been talking about it as if it's a foregone conclusion. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen, you know, with 9 pandas taking victories. Maybe if these guys drop some games against opponents they're not supposed to, in quotation marks. But yeah, that's all later on down the line. This one, very, very defining in Tour 3. Bounty runes.
In Spirit.
3 for Spirit, yeah. Yatoro getting a couple, and an observable snipe by Mira.
And get the 100 gold D ward, and also a lot of experience. I think the most impractical part about getting an early D ward is that you get so much experience for the lane. You get early level 2, so he's gonna be happy with that on Rubik, and he's trading up against Toronto here. Trading hits, knows that Fade Bolt is gonna be on his side to help him a little bit.
Yeah, holding a blood grenade too. But yeah, you're right, 71 experience already before touching a creep wave. Winning the battle with the Oracle. I'm trying to figure out if there's a high ground ward up here. Oracle sees everything. Maybe that hit from Fog will give it away as well.
Yeah, that was definitely an attack into Fog War.
Yeah. Collapse Magnus, always a sight to behold. Curious to see if he goes for that earlier blink compared to other Magnus players who have been much more Vanguard, Treads, Harpoon favoring.
Yeah, looks like he right now at least has Power Treads on his mind, so not looking like he wants to go straight into the Vanguard. And on the other side of things, we have Pure on his Spear Breaker here on the offlane. With the Ench, we've seen Save versus Miposhka here. This is the 3rd game, the hat trick between the Lich and the Ench facing off.
Miposhka feels like he can get things done. Save so far has been very good. This time around, he hasn't had to quickly level up Nature's Attendance. Still holding a point as Nightfall. Oh! Skewered back and dies bottom. Nothing that Oracle could do there to save him as the Oracle was half pulling.
Yeah, the level 2. Get level 2 before your opponents there, and that's where the telekinesis came into the play as well. They weren't level 2 yet on the side of on Oracle, so didn't really have that much to deliver. Nightfall. Costly death there.
Yeah, it is. Now Mira's been able to block up the small camp with a sentry. Hasn't dewarded the high ground obs yet. Not sure if he cares too much about it. Let's see him get it done in the next round of dewarding. Well, now mid lane, GPK going up against Lal. Void Spirit versus Pango. Currently Void Spirit 13-5. Demolishing this lane in the first couple of waves.
Okay, Save got the Jingu from Yatoro there with his enchant, so removing that at least after he got hit 4 times.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Still took a lot of damage from this Lich plus Monkey. Very strong lane.
Well, that's super impactful, right? Like if he gets Jingu up and Frost Shield put on him, this enchant double dispel onto it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Enchantress, I mean, she's an annoying hero for that, and that's why she can play pretty aggressive. Look at him going up again. He's probably going to try and remove it immediately. Got it.
Now, Jingu gone. Bound of Strike not going to have that same impactfulness, and now getting bashed around by Pure. Has a Tango handed over to him, but they see the Monkey King, the thirst is up. Yatoro dying to the Enchantress hits.
He died only because he stole the Jingu before the stun came out. And he tried to stun immediately, the moment he got it. But Save, he knew, calculated play. This is some 5-head Enchantress. Can't trick this man. He's too smart for you. You get the Jingu, but you die.
Spectacular.
Bottom lane, they pulled back stuff. Toronto.
It did. Oracle has a fairy fire, and he pops it. Fade bolts out, turns to fight Collapse. I'm not sure Nightfall can finish this off, though. The Purifying Flames healing the Magnus back up. So bottom lane going pretty poorly for BetBoom.
Throwing grenades, bullying Nightfall out of the lane. And this where you have no regen on this Bloodseeker. If he's not allowed to come back and see us here, you could just have some famine going on, you know? If Mira is on top of his job, keeping him away. He's checking his big camp, trying to get the D ward, but we have a tangle or salve even. Throw a salve from the base on Oracle, but
is that sentry even in range? I think that sentry's out of sentry range.
It doesn't see that corner. Yeah, I think he doesn't get the D ward there. It's annoying. I'll touch on that in a second, a little bit here. So we're just checking on the side lanes or mid lane. Sorry, 22 and 7 versus 20 and 3. Pretty close for now, but minor advantage for GPK on his Void Spirit. So he's gonna be just fine top. So about that sentry, you can not guarantee that you get a full D ward on that camp unless you put it inside, right? You can put a sentry in the camp and then you guarantee you'll find anything that's there. But that takes so long because then you gotta attack your own sentry and you gotta hit it so many times. It's not really worth it.
Let's cure back. Nightfall throws the Blood Right down. Mira gonna get run at, but the Blood Right not landing on the Rubik. Toronto Tokyo left with the dirty business of trying to finish him off. And Collapse just sits in there with his Ring of Health and Wand, feeling pretty happy about this lane and how it's going.
Yeah, Collapse just auto-attacking away, and they're keeping a big amount of creeps here as well. Top lane, not so happy.
Counter Strike is out, save and pure. And Yatoro just can't show his face in this lane anymore. Monkey King is meant to be a hero that's a lane dominator against melee heroes, right?
He is, but yeah, it's the save. Save is winning the lane, you know, not on his own, but the little tricks that he did there before with Enchant really set back the Monkey King. And now Yatoro, is he walking to base?
Yep.
He is. This is like a carry's worst nightmare. He's walking all the way from top lane to base. He doesn't have a point in W. It would be, you know, twice as fast to get back to base even, but he's just doing the slow walk. This is a disaster.
I mean, at this point, like, what do you move the Monkey King around? Like, does he go mid to help? Bottom? He's going to TP top. Lol Rolling Thunder's mid, but doesn't connect on anybody.
Yeah, rune control gonna be successful here for BetBoom as the top Arcane rune spawns. GPK gets that and save, making his familiar move here towards mid, start pushing that tower. This is where Monkey King could get a bit of space, but this is also where Pure already got enough in his lane to be kind of fine on his own. He's level 5 versus level 3.
Diving mid lane now with the Hurricane dragging Laurel back in. Doesn't catch him onto the Remnant. GPK and save pushing a fair amount of damage, but he's under tower protection. Shield crash up. Very tanky Pango. Miposhka joining the battle as the Enchantress gets lifted a little deeper. Shield crash in again, but Miposhka walks into the Ether Remnant to die, and a charge forward. Oh, it's on the creeps. Change target to find the wave. But Mira and Lol, they're stuck here trying to fight into 3-4 Radiant heroes.
I mean, that was also an unfortunate moment. That Remnant was just about to time out, but he walked into it. I think he could maybe have lived if he didn't step inside it there. I guess the charge was on him anyway, and then retargeted to the creeps. But yeah, that was not a great piece of action there for Team Spirit. He's starting out pretty well for BetBoom.
Yeah, I mean, a cool little play by Yatoro, dodging the charge with a Mischief so it doesn't get tagged by the bash. And save, getting chased out by Laurel. Couple of seconds for a Rolling Thunder, and Monkey King joining in. Bound to strike, but the charge pushes the Pango back. No Rolling Thunder for you. Trying to get these Jingu stacks going. Toronto Tokyo lurks nearby, dispels it off.
Two supports who can both dispel the Jingu. Yatoro is like, please let me keep my Jingu. I have 2 points in it, you know? He's maxing Jingu, but he's not getting anything for it.
I mean, Team Spirit have more kills than they did in the previous game. 8 minutes in compared to 30 minutes of game 2. But it still feels like BetBoom are the ones that are making steps to improve their laning stage, get these bigger items up, and just continuing the aggression. Nowhere is comfortable for Team Spirit apart from Collapse's bottom lane.
Gets the kill on Mira there. GPK having a good start here. I think a lot of it comes back as well to GPK on this mid lane, right? The reason I'm feeling like BetBoom a little bit more confident here. It's the off lane and mid lane both feel like they have the edge. Hop, tries the bash, not gonna get it with the ulti. That's the jump away, too far away.
Down bottom, Nightfall. Just throwing a couple of spells and hits and collapses Magnus. Still level 5 on the Bloodseeker, so no Rupture to play with either.
Yeah, and he's not...
BetBoom, they de-ward top, they bring 3 heroes up here, they cut the wave. Yatoro just trying to find a little bit of breathing room.
Interesting. Pure is going for a Soul Ring build on the Spirit Breaker, get some mana pool to work with.
Top tower is under attack.
There's been so much happening, I didn't even notice what happened with Wisdom Runes. 1-to-1.
Yep.
So both supports getting themselves across to their side of the map.
They're going for bottom now, big way here. Rotation from the carry.
Collapse of the RP. Yatoro whacks away at Nightfall.
Oh, that was
A
great.
kill there for them.
Meanwhile, Miposhka tried to leech experience top under a tower, but he's gonna be found out. He's running it now, but can't really get away here as everyone is on his.
Monkey King. Yatoro with this swashbuckler from Lal, the kill off save. Miposhka lasted just long enough to buy a bit of time for the rest of his team to arrive. Pure wants a high five from Lal as the Rolling Thunder yet again not connecting on anything. And how important is it here that for BetBoom that Lal's 2 or 3 Rolling Thunders have not done anything?
They're gonna move Monkey bottom, so showing up Bloodseeker here, he's in danger maybe. The Monkey portaling through. If he dies again here, it could be massive.
I might fall again. He does have Rupture now, but yeah, you're right. Team Spirit have 4 heroes down here. Collapse Miposhka, Yatoro leaps forward.
He's fine, he's fine. Yeah, sorry, you were gonna ask?
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder Pango, this cooldown, usually we see these Rolling Thunders really, hit hard, get into team fights. He's used it 3 times now and completely missed.
Well, he's still having a good game overall in Pango, as long as his game is not hindered too much. I mean, he's 2-0-1. He's, could have gotten more out of these rotations perhaps, but I think not connecting more than he did is not the biggest issue as long as he's not dying in these engagements.
Okay. I'm just a bit worried, playing Pango into Bloodseeker. If you don't get that early momentum, maybe you feel rough heading into Rupture later on.
It can be, yeah, it can be tricky. They willingly picked it into Bloodseeker, so that means that he has to feel confident, Usually we see Bloodseeker picked as a counter to the Pango, but something we didn't touch on is that Team Spirit did just opt to pick the Pango still.
Yeah, so far, so good. Bloodseeker, 3,200 net worth, down at the bottom of the cores. Really struggling here, Nightfall, to get towards his Maelstrom. Javelin is on its way. Start picking up the pace.
I really like the move that Yatoro made, like going through a portal, ganking, especially Monkey King as a carry is one of those faster ones of moving around. So jumping to a portal, going through a portal, then jumping and ganking again. It happens very fast. And I've even seen people on like Anti-Mage do this, just because you have the possibility of quickly ganking. Can surprise the enemy carry.
Yeah, Twin Gate, Blink, jump on top of them. Pure grabs himself a Fairy's Trinket on the Spirit Breaker. And he can stay out on the map perpetually with his Soul Ring, Ring of Health. And he'll try and make a move mid onto Lal's Pango. And the rest of his team not really near enough by. He'll get scouted by the tower on his way in.
There's a shield rune though.
Swarming mid.
Saving up the shield rune for his Void Spirit, and indeed they're moving a lot of heroes with the smoke. They saw Mira. He's gonna just steal a bounty rune.
Fortune's End to start things off. Dissimulate there, stolen by Mira to get away from it.
Perfectly safe.
Pure in the meanwhile, fighting with Lal up in that top jungle. I'm just going to charge across back in towards mid, where they were prepping themselves to make a dive onto Miposhka. They want to kill off this tier 1. Lich with the Chain Frost, going to bounce back into the creep wave, which gets lifted up by the Radiant. Keeping his creeps alive, another striking collapse. He's got the Shockwave Skewer back on the tower. RP's up Pure. Spirit Breaker has 21 charges in a charge, but can't get anything off because of that RP duration. They get their secondary kill on Toronto Tokyo, and BetBoom lose out on the tower as well. It gets denied.
Yeah, Collapse gets the deny. Big place there by Collapse, getting the kill first of all, and then getting this deny as well. Good engagements here for Team Spirit. even though they lost their tower, they're still not really bleeding too much. And this is time that Spiritbreaker is not farming. He had a very good lane, but now making his moves, not finding something here on mid lane, kind of rough for him. Meanwhile, Monkey King is just working on recovery, right? How many times have we seen Yatoro disappear into the jungle and then come out and carry a game? This is going to be that story again. He's just starting the jungling journey now with the Empower as well available in his team. Doesn't have it on him now, but you bet that he will take the Empower steroid for farming faster.
He's going to wrap up real quick. And we saw there quickly the odds. In previous game around this time, it was like 10-1.
This was over.
BetBoom favored, now much closer. So 1.3 to 2 point something there. Pretty dead even in terms of net worth difference, kills, map control. Team Spirit definitely having a much better chance here in game 3 than they did in the second one.
Definitely. Both mids are so strong right now with Diffu and Echo Saber complete on either one, but the rune control keeps going the way of GPK. And now having a DD rune Echo Saber, I think they want to try and get some big payoff for this. They could get
Team Spirit.
Yeah, sorry,
go on. How are you?
Yeah, I was gonna say if they can get onto either Yatoro or even Collapse, I think they could be absolutely massive. Collapse is actually most farmed right now.
I mean, Team Spirit are going to be on their toes.
Dire's middle tower
At any given moment, we saw just now Pure charging onto a Monkey King, making sure the Yatoro is not fully comfortable wherever he shows on the map. And equally with this Void Spirit, gap closing and getting on target is a pretty simple task for them as they show it off on Larl. Finish him off with the Purifying Flames and now jump mid posture as well. The charge is in, the Chain Frost bouncing, but it will come to naught in the end. Team Spirit, they want to continue. Collapse has a blink with an RP, jumps in, but the Nether Strike is there. Precast by Pure with the War Stomp out of the Centaur. GPK, he's going to run forward and aim for Mira. Wukong's is out with a good bound of strike. Yatoro fighting inside his circle with the RP on GPK, but the save! Toronto Tokyo keeps him alive, and Pure is going to run out of the statues as Collapse close to death. GPK, Astral Step, jumps over the Monkey King, looking for the Collapse mag. Blink in, skewer across. Collapse, he drags it back here too! Magnus God Collapse, dragging Team Spirit out of the depths of demise and despair. Toronto Tokyo TP's out, but the Sinister Gaze is there onto the edge, getting another kill. Team Spirit looked just out of that fight until Collapse outplays them.
Yeah, Collapse outplayed him, but it was also GPK making a very greedy jump through. He walked through a bit of the Monkey King ulti, then jumped through the rest of it and ended up way overcommitted, didn't have any mobility spell still, and he didn't even get the kill on the Magnus. If he got the kill, he would still be in trouble afterwards. He would still potentially just go down. So bit of a misplay there from GPK, but Team Spirit, they hold strong. They turn a bad situation into a good one.
Yeah, that was looking real rough, and in the end, the fight recap said it was pretty much just dead even, trading out gold and experience between the two teams. Yatoro now has that Empower, so large camp, couple of creep waves, juicy farm for him. Try and clamber up the net worth board.
Pure would have his Shadow Blade now, I think, but his Courier is dead. I think his Blitz Knuckles was on it as well. 1 minute, then he can have the full Shadow Blade completed.
Yeah, save going for this Orchid again on the Enchantress. It's going to take a little while to get there. Opting not to go for that Dragon Lance, just wants this control over the Pango and the Magnus. Makes a lot of sense.
It's a great game to have silence. Very useful against all the cores in this game. And he expects that they, may be without BKB for a while on some of them, which is correct read. The Magnus going for Harpoon. Soon we'll see Collapse have the Blink Harpoon combo, by the way.
Yeah.
If he knew how to find some Shockwave or some Skewers before Harpoon, I mean, Harpoon really is just the beginner's guide to Magnus. It's like, here you go, you click Harpoon, then you click Skewer. There you go, you have now skewered an enemy. It's the tutorial level.
Yeah. Little tooltip is popping up telling you what to do.
It's so strong, though. It's so strong. I mean, I make fun of it a little bit, but it really feels ridiculous to me that Harpoon is just a targeted point and click on an enemy.
Poor Pudge, seeing his ability basically just get grabbed by an item.
Did they fix it yet, by the way? Is Harpoon still just an error? The animation for it?
I don't know. I've not looked at it. I did see that clip, but I've not looked into it.
Yeah. I don't think it's changed since then. I only did it in slow motion to see if it actually is, and it's just an error message on the harpoon animation.
Yeah, it's missing all its textures and polygons and everything.
Radiant's middle tower
It's spinning
is
and
under
flying at
attack.
the enemy, and then you pull them with it.
Beware the spinning error sign.
Oh, we've had a lot of error signs in Dota in Dota Tuesdays. Used to be Monkey King turning into an error with a mischief, just sliding around.
Rubik and his spaghetti code, stealing spells and turning them into errors.
Throwing errors, true. Game slowing down a little bit here, but good deep wards placed by Team Spirit as they invaded a bit. Get some form of vision control.
Yeah, it's still dead even. Better calm before the storm.
Yeah, Mantistal is just now completing for GPK, so this is a big power spike. I think they might activate a little bit around this. He's the most farmed on the map, feeling really, really strong. And now having that Dispel available, but also having just extra DPS from Manta Illusions as well. In the case of Void Spirit, he has 200 base damage right now, so those Illus, they hit pretty hard.
Oh, they sure do. And Pure having a bit of a poke collapse,
Radiant's top
kicking out
tower
that bottom
is
lane
under
to stop him
attack.
farming freely. BetBoom mounting a defense of their top tier 1 as a creep wave arrives at it, but Team Spirit going to go straight in on him. Toronto Tokyo behind the Bloodseeker though. A false promise. Disengage from Spirit, Lol TPing out. Miposhka and Mira, both dodging danger as well.
Trading bit of
Mid lane.
ultis there.
GPK pings and GPK jumps. He knows he can get on top of Yatoro here with 3 heroes missing. Dissimulate though will get him
Radiant's top
away.
tower is
Just
under attack.
taking Yatoro down to 300 HP, but not killing him off.
Wisely not going in against the Rubik there as well. Would have been scary, but he joins his team, smokes up, and now maybe Miposhka, maybe Mira.
Yeah, it's going to be Mira to start things off. For GPK. Kill off the Rubik.
Radiant's
Charges,
middle tower is
keeping
under
tabs on
attack.
Miposhka, but Pure. I don't know if he got cancelled there by the Magnus or what happened, but he decides better of it anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna just go back to jungle, farm up a little bit more as Magnus is farming bottom still. Meets up with the monkey, empowers him. He has the Deso and the Echo Saber on the monkey now. Gonna go for a BKB next. Oh, this could be dangerous for Pure.
Yeah, he's charging in. Shadow Blade.
Oh, he doesn't have his
Reveal. Yatoro has the dust. Harpoon back in. And Collapse going to help Yatoro find a kill.
It was a really big nerf to Monkey or to Spirit Breaker as well. The dust AoE. I didn't think about that, but for him, it makes sense as well. The status resistance doesn't actually help you because it's continuously applied.
Yeah.
I only thought about, heroes dispelling the dust, wanting to get out, but of course, the Spirit Breaker. Normally, dust doesn't last very long. Now it does.
Yeah, just keeps reapplying to him. BetBoom sending GPK forward under
Radiant
dire
release
vision.
scan.
It's not like the others.
Yeah, keeps moving around. Gets the snipe on Enchantress. This forest wasn't safe for her, and a skewer back onto
my
the
God.
Tokyo finds the bonus kill. Well, they know for sure there's a high ground ward there, but it's already paid dividends for Team Spirit.
Well, that's just Collapse bringing Yatoro some Big Mac right there. He's like, yeah, here's another one, sir. You want the support with that? Okay, I support another one.
I mean, that's just 2 of them that have basically won like a 2v5. They've killed the Spirit Breaker, killed 2 supports, not really expending too much in the process. Now potentially walking into a Roche pit.
Yeah, go for the Roche. They still have the ward. They didn't get de-warded. They fought under the ward, control the area, and now BetBoom losing a lot of tempo with this Roshan coming out with the Desil. Take it really fast. The Orb of Corrosion, the procs. They even have Orb of Corruption as well. Hold up. Yeah. Why is it called Orb of Corruption when you look at the effect from Orb of Destruction? Is it called both? I always call it one or the other, and I blame myself for it. But is it the game? Yeah, the game calls it Orb of Corruption and Orb of Destruction. It's you, Valve. You're the problem.
Orb of Corruption was the Warcraft 3 minus armor. Red Orb, right?
Yes.
So I guess they're doing like a shout out to the Orb of Corruption.
I think, yeah, they probably had Orb of Corruption as the original name, then changed it for, reasons, and then they forgot to change the effect.
Ceremonial reasons.
Valve, you could get sued. Fix it.
Oh, no. Yeah, there are lots of
I'll
orbs.
speak of the butcher.
Yeah, that's right. What's he doing? Dropping branches. Oh no, his Orb of Venom's on the floor. Now he only has 1 orb.
Too many orbs this game, man. BetBoom, sweeping bottom. Not gonna find anything as Gank is dodged here by Collapse, going back, farming stacks. Gonna be just happy getting some farm for himself. Lincoln's by the way complete on the Pango, and he's going Lincoln's next on Magnus as well. I always mention this, but Lincoln's an item that you definitely feel gets better and better the more of them you have in your team. That's usually true for items in general, but some synergize with each other. If you have one guy with a blink, that's nice. If you have 3 guys with blink daggers, you can suddenly gank anything. Lincoln's is similar. It becomes very hard for this Bloodseeker to rupture things. Or Spirit Breaker to charge.
I mean, that was the old the DTS back in Dota 1 days. The old Ukrainian-Russian team just buying blink on every hero. That's the way we used to play.
That was the early competitive days of Dota. Blink wasn't every hero because it didn't get cancelled from taking damage. So it was just always the item.
Collapse. A little alone, isolated mid, but he's got protection coming now. Slowly but surely, but the burst comes faster than the teammates can surround. On the high ground, Yatoro is considering the Wukongs, but he's going to jump across the canopy to scout out BetBoom as Pure latches onto a target. Pango getting bonked. Another strike not coming. Thinking about it, Pure. GPK.
He wants to jump, you think?
Yeah, he's itching for it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, looks like BetBoom happy. Just go out and clear waves. They've made sure Team Spirit and have nothing to play for in the mid lane anymore with kill and Collapse's mag.
That was really the first big mistake of the game for Collapse. I mean, he was 6-0-3 at that point, but just gets a little bit too isolated there under the wave. You don't really have like an Oracle in your own team to bail you out when you make a mistake like that, so just gonna die. Even if you had Shard on Rubik or something, you were still ruptured. Speaking of, Rubik didn't steal Rupture, so that's something there for them at least. A very nice tool to rupture the Bloodseeker back. Even a Void Spirit's not a bad target to do it on.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Bottom tower is under
It's also one of the things you got to keep tabs on as well. Like if you get ruptured and there's false promise on you, you're not sure how much damage you're taking running around in team fights.
Gotta do the math. Every step you take.
Lol with another little thunder getting caught up in the rocks and stones. Is going to get over the top of Toronto Tokyo and force the false promise. Oracle going to die in the end.
That was just test driving, you know. He failed driver's license test right there. There's so many weird spots, man. Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's the crystals. Usually it's these crystals we see that you get bonked around on. There's just a little rock there. Well, still dead even. This ages timing for Team Spirit. Yeah, it's allowed them to stay on the map, get a bit of farm, but they've not really found those big, impactful team fights that maybe they were wishing for. It's been well done by BetBoom to dodge and disengage from everything while still allowing themselves the opportunity to find individual pickoffs.
Looks like Spirit now trying to reclaim a little bit the territory in the map as BetBoom. They have a full Octarine on the Spirit Breaker, by the way. I love this item. It is my favorite item in Dota right there. Don't die for it. Oh no, he's
God. Dead. Yeah, I mean, you
oh God, if he only had a BKB or something else, anything other than an Octarine.
A Manta style.
Yeah,
oh, goodness.
What was he thinking?
I don't know.
This skin, he would be fine right there.
I've got a great healing Lotus. I'm unkillable. Oh, it's in my backpack. Oopsie daisy.
Well, what can you do?
Mirror, stolen charge onto save.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Thought about it.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Not going too far for it. And with the catapult wave all glyphed up here, Yatoro get a bit of damage onto the tier 2. And this
Yatoro wants more orbs as well. Gonna go for another ultimate orb soon to get that Eye of Skadi. Doesn't have enough yet.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So many orbs. That's a good place to be though. Around this tier 2 area, you're controlling up Tormentor. It's a minute away, the next Wisdom Rune.
If they take this tower, the next Wisdom Rune will be very hard for Radiant to take.
Radiant's top
charge
tower
onto the Monkey King and get cancelled.
When is Nightfall going to be ready to play some Dota 2, by the way?
I am kind of wondering the same question here. He has pretty decent items. I mean, Mjolnir plus BKB. I think he's just going to go with the shard timing here. It feels like he wants Basher, but it's too far away. So he's gonna try and get the shard and then just go online, go fight. Maybe he has to join fight right now while his team is here.
0, 2, and 1 so far. 220 last hits.
Very quiet game, and normally Bloodseeker is an active join the fights type of carry. You expect him to, you know, have some impact, especially against the Pango. You want to get that rupture going, but now with the Lincolns, they kind of need to coordinate the Spirit Breaker. If he charges, then they can do it.
I guess his lane went pretty poorly. Team Spirit has done a very good job combating this Bloodseeker in the lane stage in particular.
I'm gonna go, since both the teams are kind of chilling, I'm gonna go on a deep theory dive here, okay?
Yeah.
So the Octarine on Pure is not stupid, despite him dying there. It's smart, because now, when the enemy team are stacking Lincoln Spheres, he's going Aghanim's Octarine Core, giving him low cooldown charge, so he can break the Lincolns and then charge again. He already has only 11 seconds cooldown on his charge, and once he gets the Aghanims as well, he's gonna have, like, what, 5 something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea, yeah. Pure the Lincoln's popper.
Yeah, break it for yourself and then charge afterwards.
Oh, smoke into smoke. Team Spirit, they saw this coming. They know. BetBoom trying to reposition themselves in this mid lane. Might just think about going tier 2 once they realize Team Spirit aren't really engaging with this. They'll see the Boundless Strike bottom. And Team Spirit scanning up onto this high ground near the Ancients. Both teams avoiding each other, looking just to hold their own parts of the map, use the terrain to their advantage, and play under their vision.
Is under attack.
Yeah, looks like Team Spirit are just calmly going for a push here onto tier 2 tower.
Don't want to get bogged down in these silly team fights.
In the ward they had, they just saw both Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall move back onto their own triangle, so they know exactly what's up right now. They keep getting vision here on mid on GPK. It's in danger.
Oh god, goes on to Meposhka. He's gonna step out of there, but Lol with a rolling thunder from the back connects twice. GPK, Sinister Gaze up, no dissimulate, no steps, has a Manta style, but he's dead before he can even use it. Dead for a minute, and now Team Spirit just rampaging down his mid lane. Let's go, boys, tier 2 type.
Yeah, have die of Skadi, they have everything they need here. Just start pushing. Spirit dead for 50, that is a long time. At least get this tier 2 tower. Probably they want to get the top tier 2 as well, but they would need to push the creep wave all the way from their own tower.
Yeah, 50 seconds for next Roche as well, we know that.
And they want a Tormentor. They're going over, Yato is pinging it. Gotta lead the way here.
Ooh.
Wants the courier as well, but is he gonna be able to snipe that?
Yes, he is.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bloodseeker was on his way to Ags. That was his point booster towards it. Not super close to it. Not a massive.
Yeah, it's just gonna for him. Just gonna mean he doesn't have point booster for a while, so it's not gonna be that bad for him. But that is gonna be shard going the way of Lich here.
That's big.
That's a really nice shard to get. Yeah, I mean, not only the fact that you can now isolate someone and nuke them, which we've seen to happen to Void Spirits before, but also that slow, right? 30% slow against Spirit Breaker and Bloodseeker. These guys, they gotta go fast. Now, gonna get slowed down if they run into his Spire.
Yeah, BetBoom are trying to prep themselves for this Roshan. He's just spawned. About 4 minutes till nighttime, so they know he's going to be down here for a long while. Lotus Pool, a couple of flowers to be gathered up and picked. Team Spirit are heading down here, but they're playing into an already set up BetBoom with a little bit of vision out as well.
Very positional here.
Oh, collapse. Effects found pure. He just got the skewer back on the Spirit Breaker. He's dead. And now we've got Lol. Oh my god, the crash, the jump, Monkey King's in, taunted up, slays the Enchantress, one hit for the Boundless. Lol is about to die, but the Chain Frost of the Spire bouncing on GPK. Another skewer, Nightfall's in, about to die, but the False Promise in time from Toronto, Tokyo. BetBoom trying to fight back, but they're also low, they're going to die and pop after this False Promise ends. Oh no, he's not. Nightfall. Healed up 1,000, loses it immediately. Oh, the Sinister Gaze onto Pure again, the time. Oh my god, it's a team wipe!
They're doing so much work in this fight. Every single player, they just called GG immediately. It's over. What? Like that, they have won. Team Spirit destroy them. There's something about Liches and Void Spirits, man. If you get the shard on Lich, Void Spirits are guaranteed to jump in, isolate themselves, and just get Chain Frost bounced over and over. Beautiful initiation by Collapse. The follow-up was there from Meposhka and his team. And Yatoro just shredding through people. Laurel crashing in with a nice ulti. It was just beautiful for them. The last team fight there was just way too easy.
Wow.